Born to Play. Hi, this is Dave Hughes of Ernie, Reyes, Martial Arts in Gallatin. Welcome to my Life Coach Your Child series. I've heard it said by many people that a lot of women should have written across their forehead the words "born to shop." Now, if anyone's ever met my wife, you'd have to testify that that is pretty accurate, at least in her case. But most kids should have the words "born to play" across their forehead. And what I mean by that is, if you make things interesting, if you turn things into something fun and exciting, even things that normally kids may not look forward to or might try to avoid, if you put it in the right context, it can be a really positive learning experience for them, and they're going to actually want to do the things you want them to learn. For example, for my own career as a martial arts instructor, when I'm having kids, I have to get my kids in peak physical condition and really improve their athleticism, especially since PE isn't nearly as prevalent as it used to be. There's a lot of kids that just have no coordination except how to exercise their thumbs. They don't have any physical conditioning. Obesity is up to 60% among young children, but I'm trying to get them to love and enjoy exercising. So instead of just saying, okay, we're going to do wind sprints, which if you've ever been around kids in PE, in elementary school or middle school, that's like pulling teeth. But if I make it fun and make it a challenge for them, if I have them go out there and have races, they're actually physically doing wind sprints, but they're looking forward to it instead of dreading it, and they give it their best. In fact, for my students, I have 2 rules that are the main rules within my classes. Number 1, each child has to do their very best each and every class. Number 2, they have to have fun. And when the kids hear that, they're just taken back. And I say, well, if you do those 2 things, everything else will pretty much fall into place. So those are our 2 primary rules. If you're doing your best, you're going to get better at anything, even if you're not really great at it first. And if you're having fun, you're going to train harder, you're going to try harder, you're going to practice more. And kids understand that. Now, for a parent, if you want to get your child to, for example, be good at cleaning the room, first of all, realize what level the age is and what's appropriate and what they can handle at that age. Keep it simple for them. But also, say you've got a 12, 13-year-old that is horrible about keeping the room clean, and they just dread the thought of it, and it's like pulling teeth get them to do it. Well, a simple thing that you can do, all right, if they enjoy music, have them put on their favorite music, crank it up. All right, we got to put the things in the hamper, all the clothes that are all over the bed and all over the floor and everything else. All right, let's go ahead and let's practice it with free throws. We're going to open up the hamper. All right, this one's 2 points. Oh, there goes a 3-pointer. But just as an example, something that makes it where it is fun and exciting and something different for them. Now, is that going to take a little bit more time? Yeah. Is that going to have it where you have to listen to their music for a little bit? Probably so. But the room is getting a lot cleaner. You're starting to develop habits. You're not fighting. You're not pulling teeth to get things done. If you have a child that has a challenge in a certain subject, for example, math. If they're having a challenge in math, instead of just having it as blank numbers that they just got to figure this out, you know, I'm a very, very curious person, even as a child and even as an adult. Curiosity, you know, it's going to kill this cat sometime. But the reality is, if someone had told me that mathematics is the language that God wrote the universe in, and you can figure out anything from your physical reality from mathematics, I would have been so much more interested in math before I got to college. Now, when it was explained to me in that way, when I was in middle school, they told me, well, if you want to be an engineer, you'll want to do this. If someone had explained to me those terms, I really would have been. I love challenges. I love pushing myself. I love figuring things out around me, and I'm super curious. If someone had tapped into that, if a teacher had tapped into that. Now, I actually had a physics minor in college, and math was a necessary evil to me, but once I learned its real correlation, then at least for me, that was huge. If a kid's interested in baseball, all right, here's the kinesiology, here's the movements of how you can really make that bat swing go better, or how to be able to throw the ball much more effectively. If you have a kid that's interested in anything, relate it to what they are interested in. Build from there. Create that dynamic. Make it fun, because kids should have across their forehead, born to play.